Hey, what's happening, Bulls? We'll do a bit of a catch up in the chat channel and then we'll move over to the members channel for a bit of a alpha session. So, just looking at crypto now, just do a bit of an update, bit of a chat. As you know, probably if you've been checking your trades, checking your portfolio, that you can see that there's a lot of things down this week, the last couple of days. When it comes to tops, they are very hard to time for everybody. A lot of things line up in hindsight for tops. A lot of people think oh, of course, that was a top. Exactly what causes the top can be a range of things or a combination of things. Oftentimes, a price of an asset is due to top within the next couple of weeks or a couple of months. It's going to top. It just needs an event to trigger that, whether it is the ETF or not, or things like that. A lot of time, this is not just for Bitcoin too. This is not just big tops. This is also small tops. You'll find often that news events or releases, token related stuff, anything can cause a top or a bottom if it's in within the time frame that it's going to top anyway. So a lot of the time it's a confluence thing where they line up. It's like this thing's overstretched, it's overbought, but how much more overbought it can be, who knows? And then it just comes one of these catalysts that cause the market to then turn. Oftentimes, a news failure or a news success will be the driving factor behind that. So we talk more about that in the modules, trend modules. But a news failure, for example, would be something like the market's at a high, something awesome happens, it doesn't go higher. So like that ETF basically was like the market was already as high as it could get. The good news was released, or the event happened, the good event happened, and the market didn't go higher. So that's a news failure. And the opposite to the downside, where it's like Bitcoin 16K a pop, something shit comes out in the news, doesn't go any lower, actually goes higher. That's a news failure. Oftentimes they are the end, and then the market turns around from there. In the grand scheme of things, crypto is still doing very well. It's much higher than it was at lows, at bottoms in 2022. It's moving quite nicely. It's just a contrast thing, and it's just a time frame thing. It's we all have very short term memories, and we're just comparing it to how the euphoria that was a week or two or three ago, and now this is shit. But if you compare this to 6 months ago, these prices are great. So it just depends what you want to look at. If we look at here, Bitcoin's down nearly 7% in the last 7 days. But if we move over to an actual Bitcoin chart and we drag this percentage read down from the tippy top, this is, mind you, this is a BitMEX chart. It's just a clean one that I've got. You can see this comes all the way down to basically 20%. So we've seen in the past in on chain days. I'll see if I can find it actually on chain, where how far these capitulations actually go. So this is in the main channel. Look at some on chain metrics, and we've looked at before how far down these actual corrections happen in as Ethereum bull market corrections, how far these corrections actually happen during these bull runs. So how far down does it actually go? Here we go. There it is. Can you see that? Just a little bit. You can hold on. I'll move my head. You can see most of it. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So how far these bull market corrections can go. So previously, it had only gone maximum 20%. This is a couple of months ago that we posted this. When did we post this? December 13th. So at that point in this bull run, Bitcoin had only corrected a maximum of 20%. So again, it's down 20%. So until now, this is as much as it's gone before. So this is equal to the previous big dump that occurred earlier in the cycle. We'll just have a little look. And then in past times, between 2015 and 2017, 2018, there was a 36% drawback, and that's more than it is now, of course, but it's not that far. But this big one in 2020, that was the COVID crash. That was 62.6% pullback in a bull run. And then when it was trying to make new highs in 2021, 22, that lines up to about 50% pullback. So we're just talking about how far these pullbacks can get and how far they do go. If you look all the way 2013, but the asset was far smaller at that time, and it's a lot easier for it to move down. So an interesting one really is in this big bull run of 2015 to start of 2018, 36% was the furthest that it went down that whole time. And right now, if we look at where we're comparing it to in this other bull run and this current bull run, would be right here. Click, drag. That's that 20% that I was talking about. See, this is on a perps contract BitMEX. It's just I'm just using this chart, this exchange's chart, because it's clear and I don't have much shit on it other than these horizontal lines to show you. But I'm just showing you that was that, and that was a big deal, right? This was a 23%, 24% pullback that we had in August. Let's have a quick look at these other ones just while we're here. You've probably seen other YouTubers talking about it or whatever, but 22%, that was that one. And I've got the magnet on, sorry. And boots to boots. So you can see a bit of a theme going on here, can't you? 22%, 20%, 24%, 20% so far. We'll talk more about when it might bottom and stuff in the members channel, but I just want to show you these things in comparison. Right now, it's just equal. At the moment, it's just equal currently to the last 3 times that it did this in this bull run since the start of 2023. So this is just another one, another one, another one. So far, another one. All right, we'll leave it at that. So it's just another one. The attitude that we have, and this is where we drive a lot of success from, is that we ride the trend, and when the trend is bullish, we're bullish, and when the trend is bearish, we're bearish. So what we do is we are bullish the whole time that there is a bull run, and you have to really convince us that the bull run's over. So we'll take profits at tops, at highs where we think, but we're still bullish. So we may have taken some profits recently, but still bullish. It's just another pullback. This is just another grab. This is just another correction. This is people loading up, people selling, until we really get convinced, hey, it's over. Because we might be late, we might not pick the top, but how hard is it to pick the top? Did you pick the top? Like, look at this. All the people that are trying to pick tops, heaps of them, they thought it was the end. They thought it was down to 10K. Wrong. They thought it was down to 10K. Wrong. They thought it was down to 10K. Wrong. They thought it was down to 10K. Probably wrong. Like, they thought it was down to 10K again up here. Are you going to be wrong? It's like, how many times do you want to be wrong? You just want to keep moving. And it's the same, exactly the same inversely for here. You like, until you can really convince us, you know, downtrend, consolidation, break market structure, higher high. There's a high, low, higher high. Shit started changing. Everything starts changing. Right now, it looks drab. It looks shit. Steezy's shown us that the the zoomed out weekly, I think it was the weekly, he said, looks pretty bloody average right now, and it does, but is it enough to convince? Where did he say that? Right here. Maybe not. Sorry about that. Sorry about that delay. Oh, it's down here. Yep. So weekly chart, you can see massive swing failure patterns, huge wicks to the upside, comes down and breaks, comes down and breaks. There's a range up the top, range up the top, range up the top, and here as well, comes up, closes back down, bearish engulfing candle, and then it breaks below the range. So this is at range lows right now. The next few days are critical, but we'll talk more about this in the members channel. Talk to you soon. Peace and love.